Welcome to Monday Nights Are a Bitch.
Monday Nights Are a Bitch with Samara Riviera.
And Vermix Correct?
Nacy Vallarta.
So, anyways, guys, I wanted to do this video, even though my friends disagree with what I have to say, but this is good because we have two opposing sides on this subject matter. And
Really?
I want to talk about love relationships or lack thereof. So my situation is that I'm a woman of a certain age.
Really?
Yes. And I've never in my life had a romantic love relationship. So I've never had a boyfriend and I've never had a fiance or a husband. So my belief is that there's got to be a curse on me or karma from a previous life that I have to pay in this lifetime and why I'm not able to find true love. Like the Thalia song says, I don't know what she says, I can't think of the lyric right now, but she talks about it's a karma from a previous life and I'm cursed on love and I can't control it, I can't help it. So I've dated, I think only one time when I lived in South Beach, 2006-ish. I actually dated one guy and we were dating, talking on the phone every day, seeing each other.
For how long?
2-3 months maybe. That was the only time that I feel like I actually dated someone. I dated other guys, but it was just like we would go out to eat and it wasn't real dating. It was mainly like an F buddy, F-U-C-K buddy, that we just kind of went to eat and stuff like that. So I honestly truly feel, because people say, oh, you're picky, or oh, you're something else. I want
She dumps them and now she's saying that she has a curse?
I want a Ken doll boyfriend. Vermix knows that. But
she's the typical Mexican
but
woman
no.
that wants a Ken doll.
But no, I actually, you saw the British guy. I showed you the picture of the British guy that I dated. He wasn't a Ken doll, and I was, you know, open to dating him.
Surprised by
and
that
the
choice.
guy that I actually dated in South Beach was a regular, average-looking white boy. So I'm open to dating, you know, certain types that are not completely what I imagine or what I fantasize about. So it's not that I'm picky. It's not that.
We got to get down to the nitty-gritty of why she doesn't have a relationship. Maybe you can put your comments below after the video.
This is really big for us. So Vermix. Well, no, Nacy, you go first because I know Vermix has something really deep to say. Nacy, what are your opinions? You know me for how long?
12 years or something.
About 15
something like that.
years. We've been BFFs.
So I think that you know, you definitely have a lot of standards, and I think that in order to attract a man, you have to change your energy.
Right.
And what I also feel too is that in New York, a lot of women are very strong and very
Independent.
hard, you know, independent but hard, you know.
Like
And
you mean like expect.
Or they lived a full
Like you have to like
hard life.
hard as in, you know, I think like you have to have a feminine charm. I think you have to give that aura because I think men are attracted to the aura.
to softness.
Oh.
Yeah, softness.
Like softness, personality.
Softness, you know, and not be
In New
so...
York, we don't have that.
No, I think a lot of women are so concerned with being strong and independent,
Right.
but that's okay, but there should be a balance.
Right.
Because I think men want to be men and they want to court a woman.
Right.
And if a woman is like, oh, I'm strong and I don't need a man and I'm just doing this because, you know, blah, 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 then you give that type of energy, a man's not going to be attracted to that.
And they,
you know?
it's like energy talks when you're not speaking, and they can read it.
Right.
Yeah. Sure.
So to me, like, you know, I believe from my experience to bring that, you know, to the table, you know, like I'm very strong, but I've learned to navigate, to be soft and to be like that. And it's okay to be a little, you know, not saying fully submissive, but sometimes, you know, let the guy make the you know, let him be that man, you know, because I think, you know, if women were a little softer, then I think, you know, a man would be attracted to that, you know. And
But specifically about me, why do you think I haven't found romantic love?
because I think that you have a lot of high standards, and I think that nobody's going to live up to that criteria. And the more you add on to the list, the more it becomes impossible to get, you know, because nobody's perfect.
Well, everybody comes with baggage.
Right. And you have.
There's no Prince Charming without them having some type of baggage.
And you got to realize too that you have your own baggage. And if you acknowledge that you have your own baggage and you own up to your own shit, then you wouldn't have so much of a high standard.
Right.
Because you would be able to tolerate things, you know, and say like, well, this guy, you know, maybe he smokes or whatever, but I mean, you know, you can do that, you know. But
in other words, compromise.
Compromise
like 50,
a little bit,
50,
right?
Yeah.
But Eartha Kid says no compromise. I sent you guys that video.
No, that's true. But she ended up being an old, lonely old lady toward the end. So,
in other words, there's things that you can tolerate and there's things you can't tolerate, and it's okay. But work with the ones that you can do more of that you can tolerate. That type of personality.
Right. And I believe, like, if you put that energy out, you know, and, you know, I think, like, sometimes, you know, when men are attracted to things that are feminine and soft, you know.
Right.
Case in point, you know, I'm always observing people, so I observe women and I observe their mannerisms and characteristics because I apply that to me and I learn from that, you know. So I saw a couple on riding the bus, and I was just staring at them, and I don't mean to like stare at a couple, but I just saw a tender moment where a guy was appreciating his woman because his partner was leaning on, she was laying on his shoulder, and she was just massaging his head, and it was just very soft, and you know, and so to me, I think like, you know, wow, you know, like you have to be like that, you have to interact and be feminine and carry yourself that way, because I think men appreciate those kind of things, you know?
Well, I think Samaras feminine. I just think maybe she doesn't.
She is, but she comes across as being too, you know, strong sometimes, and I think so.
Strong is okay, because the thing is, that topic about feminine energy is very broad, because I've met like straight couples where there's a girl who's very masculine and her boyfriend is very feminine. So that's like, that's just like, you know, like so many
opposite
energy. But in her case, I think it's more about what you said first, where she has high standards.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then she's never satisfied with when she meets someone until it's exactly how she wants it. But I think maybe she can work her way and be a little bit more softer in that sense until she finally finds the right guy that's exactly how she wants it. But for now, bring in that energy of dating other people that are similar, get to know them, be in that energy so that energy can continue. And then finally the can go. relationship is gonna.
But I want to know what we've discussed, because you don't believe
We've
that
discussed
I had
a lot of things.
curse on my love life, and